God doesn't stop building just because you can't see the construction. Hi, my name is Dana, and welcome back to Dana's Diaries. This is my random thought, not quite on a walk. I was on a walk this morning, and I saw something that just had me thinking. So, a few weeks ago, I was on a walk with someone, and we were walking around this neighborhood, and we saw that there was a foundation that was built, and we couldn't quite figure out what it was. We were making guesses as to what they were getting ready to build, and we were guessing maybe it's a swimming pool and some other things. Then I started to see the bottom of the structure, and I noticed that it was very similar to the other homes close by, and I was like, oh no, look at the shape of the bottom. It looks like stairs, and those stairs look just like the other stairs right next door. Anyways, we walked, we left, and throughout the past few weeks, I had been walking regularly through that neighborhood. And today, when I was walking through the neighborhood, I did a double take and I looked over and I realized that they have almost completed the framing of the building. That is crazy. The framing is almost done. When did that happen? When did the framing develop so much and so fast? And I was like, well, it's been like 2.5 weeks, like maybe 3 weeks. And I was just like, how in the world did they do all that so quickly? It just had me thinking. So many times and feel like God is not doing anything because we're not paying attention to the shifts that's happening, to the change that's happening, to all of the things that's going on. Because we're not paying attention to it, it can feel like God isn't doing anything when he's literally showing up every single day, like the construction workers, hammering away and chiseling away at your heart and at your mind and at who he wants you to be. He's chiseling away, he's hammering away, he's putting the nails in place, and he's creating the thing that he wants to create. He's creating you into the person that he needs you to be. And he's doing this day in and day out. But just because you cannot see it, just because you don't see what's going on, does not mean that he is not working. He is working. He's been working. He's constantly working. And just like me, I've walked past this construction zone for the past few weeks regularly, but did not notice until today that they had developed it so much. You might be feeling like God isn't doing anything, but sometimes you don't see the progress until some time has passed because it's so subtle. And then when the time passed, you see yourself and you see your situation being so different. And then you're like, oh shoot, God had been doing this. And here's how I know. If I just look back a year ago, 2 years ago, I see such a huge difference in myself, in who I am, in my thought process, and the way I would think. But on a day-to-day basis, it doesn't even feel like there was much of a change. I feel like a completely different person. I feel like I am not the same person. And so that's my reminder to you. Just because it looks like nothing is happening does not mean that God isn't busy at work day in and day out, chiseling away and shaping you into the person that he wants you to be.